Welcome to another episode of We Ain't Them. I am your host, Rassan, alongside my co-hosts, Kevin and Ebony.
What's up, y'all?
Hey.
Before we get started today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on, of course, Instagram at We Ain't Them _. Check us out on TikTok at We Ain't Them _. Check us out on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. My lovely, lovely co-host, how are we doing today?
I haven't slept in 2 days. That's all I'm going to say. Kevin, tell us about the Beyonce. Tell everybody about the Beyonce concert. I know you told me like 3 times, but I don't care.
Beyonce, Giselle, Noel's, Carter. Baby, you did your thing. You put it on the floor. I thank you for Renaissance and just really living that queer experience and having that showcased on stage. It was everything that I needed, and I'm so thankful. Shout out to Verizon Up for that pre-sale code. We are not sponsored by Verizon, but shout out to them because that pre-sale code saved lives. So I thank them.
Yes.
But yes, everybody go see it at the show. Thanks.
And even though we are not sponsored by these people either, I want to give a quick shout out to Happy Cork BK. Kevin, if you don't mind doing the honors of showing them the bottle that we are indulging in.
Oh, the intention.
It's a nice Riesling, very refreshing. Thank you, Happy Cork. You guys are awesome. The service is on point. And shout out to Happy Buds, too. Wink. Okay?
We're not going to talk about this Riesling thing that me and Kevin had to go through.
It's fine,
we were pronouncing it wrong.
Don't do that.
Riesling.
He coming for me, too, because I said Riesling,
It's okay. It's okay.
I pride myself of being a wine connoisseur and can't pronounce okay, Riesling. It's Riesling. Riesling. Y'all know what we're talking
As long
about.
as it hits when it hits, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's true. So before we truly get into everything, I know Ebony got some addressing that she want to do. If you guys don't remember, me and Kevin, we did an episode together where we talked about the soft girl era. And Ebony got in her feelings, she got in her bag, and she wanted to start something.
I got in my feelings.
Because she felt away. She got in her soft girl life. So, Ebony, go ahead and rebuttal, because I know you've been waiting for this moment.
Well, first of all, both of y'all were wrong. Because it's not soft girl era. You guys are referring to a type of clothing perpetuated by a bunch of white women on TikTok, white girls on TikTok, because they want to reinvent Y2K fashions, which to me, I don't know about y'all, but 2000s fashions was fucking terrible. I'm sorry. The Christian Auditor, the Ed Hardy, the good night.
It's apple bottom jeans boots with the furs?
It was cute then, but would you rock it today? No, hell no. I can wear 90s clothing today and it's doing something. It will do something. I don't know about this 2000s thing, but that to each its own. It's not soft girl era. It's called soft life. Okay? And I want to we need to get it very, very, very correct because this is something that's very important. Especially, and I can't speak for white women. I can only speak for the black woman because I am a black woman. And I can only speak for the experience. But I know the both of you have heard the term strong black woman.
Yes.
We're tired. We want to be in our femininity at all times. We don't want to be the sole breadwinner. We don't want to be that strong person. We don't want to do that. We want to be in our femininity. We want to be taken care of. As black women, we deserve to be taken care of. We deserve the best of the best. And it's all about, and granted, it's not all about having a man take care of you and buy you a Birkin bag. There's some women who boil soft life down to that. No, it's all about who you are and how you treat yourself. It's all about making sure that you take care of you before taking care of everybody else, as we always do. Big mama takes care of everybody. Grandma take care of everybody. We want to take time for us. We want to make sure we're okay and we're in our best, we're living our best life and doing what makes us happy. And let's be clear, I'm going to just really clear the air. You don't need $1 billion to do that. All you need to do is be the best you that you can be and live in your feminine, whatever that means. Because there's more than one way to be feminine, let's be clear. It's not just wearing a pink dress and no, it's not that either. So let's get that straight. I just feel like you guys kind of approached it a little bit off. And I think that a lot of people have this warped perception of how women are perceiving soft life. It's not about that. It's about just basically being able to take care of self before having to take care of everybody else. Because a lot of times what happens, especially with Black women, when we take care of everybody else and we have to be a strong Black woman, and we tend to neglect our needs. And when we neglect our needs and we act like we don't have needs and we don't need to be tended to, no one else will tend to us. And that's a problem. We don't want to be the strong Black woman. We want to be treated delicately, and we want to be taken care of, whatever that may mean to you. But I will say, before we talk about, oh, you got to take care of me and Black women, if you really want to live the soft life, take care of self first. Okay? If it means saving up that money to do a solo trip, do your thing. If it means, you know what, taking care of your nails, taking care of your hygiene, doing things for you and not having to worry about who thinks of what, do it. That's what soft life, not soft girl, soft life era is all about. Taking care of self, making sure you are the best you, and putting yourself first. Black women, I beg, put yourself first. Because if you don't take care of you, I'm sorry, we live in a world where Black women are not really taken care of. So if you don't take care of you first, I don't know what will be left. And we don't want to be the strong Black woman anymore. And I'm so happy. Like, I come from the early, mid-millennial era, being born in the 90s. But I'm very proud. As much as I talk so much shit about Gen Z, I'm very proud of Gen Z because they are perpetuating it. They're pushing it forward. They done seen their grandmothers been through it. They seen our aunties been through it. Mama's been through it. We don't want to do it no more. We don't. And we're not going to. And we're not going to allow patriarchy. We're not going to allow all this other bullshit to stop us. We're going to take care of us first. And that is soft life.
I feel like you know what? I'm gonna let you be.
What? You ain't say that? You said that? Did you say that? Rassan, I'm talking to you.
You know what? Let's just move.
No. You talked about something about clothing and all kind. Like, what the fuck y'all talking about?
No, but I literally did say you can do that. You should be doing that. You should have been doing that the whole time.
But why? But can I say?
Tell me if
why
I'm
haven't
wrong.
we
Did
though?
I not say that?
Why haven't we? But why haven't we though?
Because you chose. Because you allowed.
Don't play with me. Do not play. We chose to.
Because you allowed society to tell you what
society has. Go ahead.
I can't.
Kevin.
Hold on. Flag on the play.
Please.
Flag on the play. I can't let you finish that statement because it's not that they let society let them do that. Society has been against Black women for generations itself.
Hello.
Even with the women's suffrage movement, Black women still were not considered women at that point.
Period.
They were considering only white women at that point. So Black women have always had the end of the spectrum and at the end of the stick. So I agree with you on the soft life. Where I disagree with you is soft life and soft girl era, I think, are two different things.
They are.
100%. If soft life era and that's what Black women want, I support that 100%. I agree with everything that you said about just, you want to be in your femininity. You want to not work so hard. The perpetuating the strong Black woman stereotype is a tired one, and it's one that needs to go. So I agree with you 100%. I just think the intent behind it is where things differ a little bit.
Okay.
So if some women want that soft life, that's fine. But this soft girl era of women
Which
just
is
like,
what people-
I just
which is
want
what
to
has been
chill,
happening.
and you know what, you need to do this, and men need to step up and they need to take care of me. We've seen it online. We've seen those type of women. I'm not generalizing all women, but I will say we've seen those type of women who want to be taken care of. You need to pay my bills. You need to do all of this stuff for me, and I need to chill. That's where I'm kind of just like, ugh. It gives me the ick. It gives me the ick.
Okay, because I hear where you're coming, and there are some women out there that have kind of muddied the waters of that. I will say this: Black women have been taking care of Black men for quite some time. I'm talking about from a heteronormative standpoint.
Absolutely.
We have been taking care and nurturing our Black men to the point where there's no one nurturing us, and what I wholeheartedly believe that we need to be taken care of. I'm not saying, and when I say that, I'm not saying sit on my fat ass all day. And like, say for instance, if Rassan is we're in a situation where I can be a housewife, which I don't think I would want to. I do want to have my own money. I do. But let's just say I am able to do that, right? It doesn't just mean sit on my fat ass all day and do nothing, and he's busting his ass like someone's old horse. No, I don't think that's what it means. And like I said, there are some women that are just out for the bag.
Right.
I'm not talking about those women. Those women lack ambition, and their morals are a bit different than mine. Buy me a Birkin, but okay, what? And let me not say what you bring to, because it's not about what I bring to the table. I'm coming with stuff already, and it's more than just my pussy and my breast. Okay, but I do think that Black men, in particular, do need to step up. We are tired of taking care of y'all. I'm sorry. I have to think about it from a heteronormative standpoint, right? If you're dating a Black man, and not all, because just like how Black women are not a monolith, neither are Black men, right? If you're dating a Black man and you're making more money than him, you're bringing more money into the situation, and you have to take care of the bills, you have to take care of all of this, you're pregnant for him, you're doing all this stuff, and he's just chilling, that's a problem. Black men, some, not all, do need to step up. You want a bad bitch, but you're not bringing bad bitch credentials. I'm so sorry. And when I say bad bitch, I'm not talking about, oh, I look good on IG. I'm talking about you're a woman with a good head on her shoulders. You have a lot. You come with a lot. And it's not just how much money you make. It's just everything. You're a well-rounded human being. And I'm coming well-rounded, and you haven't even been, you went from New York to Florida? You haven't been around the world the way I have been? That's a problem. So when we say men need to step up, I'm not just talking about buy me a Birkin bag and buy me a red bottom shoe, because that's what we're hearing. That's what's perpetuated in the music. Yes, I'll pop my pussy for this and that. That's not what, and there's a place for that. And I'm not getting at the women that do that. Shout out to you. Shout out to Sukiyana and all the girls that's doing that. That's not what I want to do, but I ain't hating on you for doing what you do. That's right. Period.
Agreed.
But for me, what I'm saying is Black men do need to step up. We are tired of taking care of y'all. And I think it does boil down to how they were raised. Even growing up as a young girl, when I was young, I would watch how like all my male cousins were able to just be children, hang out and play and do all this stuff, while me and my other female cousins really couldn't do nothing, and they got away with doing a lot. Like, we had to learn how to wash dishes and stuff. And now that my older they're my age now, they don't know how to fold clothes. They don't know. They living on their own. They don't know how to do none of that shit.
Would you consider what you and your cousins went through? Would you consider that trauma bonding?
No.
Okay. Well, the reason
that's just Black mothers coddling Black boys. Well, so when they get old, now we have to be their mothers too. And I ain't push out no frickin' Sharon, so I'm nobody's mother. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the reason I mentioned trauma bonding is because we want to just jump into our next topic, which is trauma bonding. So I want to provide everybody with the definition of trauma bonding so they kind of understand what's going on. Trauma bonding refers to a complex psychological phenomenon that occurs in abusive relationships or situations where the victims develops a deep emotional connection and attached to their own abuser. This connection becomes a source of comfort and security for the victim despite the harm that they are experiencing. So guys, how does trauma bonding differ from a healthy bond or attachment?
How is it different?
Yes.
Because you're utilizing something, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're utilizing something that is traumatic to formulate something that's supposed to be wholesome, that's supposed to be beautiful, nurturing. You're utilizing something that happened in your life and you're kind of saying, "Oh, well, this is what we have in common." And you're basing something as beautiful as love off of trauma, and the two will always fail to mix.
I think it's really just more of protecting yourself.
Mhm.
Like you've been through this traumatic experience at
Mhm.
this point, and you're just trying to process it and recognize it for yourself.
Right.
So instead of experiencing the pain that
Right.
comes from that,
Mhm.
you find joy, you find comfort,
Mhm.
or you convince yourself that this was supposed to happen to me.
Mm.
This was, this was normal.
Yeah.
So at this point, now that I've recognized that and I see that here, I have to hold on to this because this was the safety net that I created for myself
Mhm.
in this traumatic experience. And now I have to go along with it
Right.
until you are able to unlearn,
Yeah.
that experience.
Right, right. And it could even be as simple as, oh, this is not the best example, but I had watched Real Housewives of Atlanta
Hmm.
recently, and Marlo Hampton went on a date, and she went on a date with this guy who was an owner of a restaurant, and he admitted to her, like, I've been locked up a couple of times, and she's like, "Oh my God, me too." That's trauma bonding to
Yep.
me because she don't going on a second date with him. So, so like, it's like even just taking a shared lived experience
Hmm.
and just going off of that. And sometimes, I mean, granted, that can mature or blossom into something beautiful if you are able to process the trauma and
There we
heal
go.
through it together. But if it's not, and you're just basing it off the fact that, okay, you were sexually assaulted, so was I. Oh my God, how did you deal with it? But after you guys talk about that and you guys find that commonality, what else is left?
Right.
And to be honest, I feel like I'm sorry, Black people, a lot of our relationships are based off trauma bonding because we've just been through so much.
Do you know anybody that that's been through a trauma bonding situation?
When you had asked me that in the pre-questions, I had to think long and hard. I only thought about Marlo Hampton, and I don't know her personally. I can't afford to know her personally, apparently. But I don't know, man. I mean, I know I have a friend who is she's not married to the guy, but she's dating someone, and um they've had, I mean, he's been through a lot more trauma than her, but they have they've bonded through that, I feel. And is she happy? Nah. She's still with him, but
I think when it comes to relationships, that's where it's the hardest.
yeah.
I've trauma bonded a couple of, well, yeah, most of the time I've
Same.
trauma bonded.
Same.
And it just really had stemmed from a fact of I don't think I knew what self-worth was, and I didn't know what love of myself was.
Oh yeah.
I really just went on ahead and always felt that I was unworthy because of the situations that I had been through in my life.
Mhm.
Especially at a young age, with, and I'll just be very transparent here with just sexual assault, physical abuse,
Mm.
just mistreatment from partners that I've had in the
Yeah.
past itself. So when it came to, anybody who showed interest in me,
Mhm.
I felt I had to, because they're interested in me, I have to just go along with it.
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
have a choice in that.
Yeah.
This person is saying that they want me, great. I'm now their property.
You're just happy
Yeah,
to
I'm just happy
yeah.
to be in a situation because I never knew what love was.
I've been there.
So, I mean, there's one relationship in particular that I think about
Mhm.
where um, I was dating an alcoholic.
Mm.
And to this day, I cannot drink Patron because of that itself and coming out of that.
Yeah.
Every day we were drinking a bottle of Patron.
A
Every day.
bottle?
A bottle of Patron.
Oh.
And it just got to the point where all my friends were looking at me like, Kevin, why are you still in this? And it wasn't even a relationship. It was a situationship for 5 years.
Okay.
And I just stayed in it and stayed in it. And then eventually, you know, I sought the help and I was able to get out of that, you know. But I thought that love, I was worthy of that love. I
Right.
thought, you know, because this person wants me, I have to stay here.
Right.
And I really had to go on ahead and just do that work with the help of a counselor in order to realize that I needed way more than what that situation was providing me.
Yeah. And sometimes what happens is, because just hearing your situation, it just brings me back to my personal situation. I'm not going to go too much in depth into it, but sometimes when you end up being in a traumatic situation or a traumatic relationship, it's so important to heal. Because when you jump into something new, that new person may not, like, they don't deserve.
Yeah.
You know, I can say, and I'm not going to go too much in depth, but I was in not a situationship, but a relationship for 5 years. And I didn't realize how much, and since that relationship has subsided, clearly, clearly, I have been in other relationships, and it wasn't until I met Rassan that I realized, like, yo, you're holding on to a lot. And I was kind of putting him through a lot. Like, it's like, yo, he doesn't deserve that. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's really fucking crazy how a relationship or a situationship, right, can really fuck with you after the fact.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to give just one example. One thing that has always been a point of contention for me is my weight. And not because just, and granted, it wasn't just that relationship, just how I was told as a child, you know, you're big, you're fat, don't eat this, and always watching my plate and stuff. And then you get in a relationship where you're being told, like, you're fat. You're fat. And then when I finally get into something that's healthy and I'm being told, no, you're beautiful. No, you know, if you want to lose weight, we'll work out, we'll do this together. It's a breath of fresh air, but it's always so important to get out of, like, try your best to heal and be the best you, so that when you're dating somebody who's worth your while, they have the best version of you because they're giving you the best version of them.
But also having a partner that allows you the grace and the space to heal.
Oh, absolutely.
Because again, like in my relationship that I'm in right now, you know, we're 2 years in, and he allows me the space to, when I'm having my moments, to have them.
Yes.
And allows me the space to understand that love through all of that and everything that I'm experiencing and stuff, he still loves me. And he's still gonna be there.
Amen.
So that's a beautiful thing to have. So
Yes,
shout
it
out
is.
to you, brother.
Yes.
I do see that we do talk about relationships a lot when it comes to trauma bonding, but I think it goes beyond that. And Ebony, you did mention something about you being a child. I feel like as Caribbean children,
Oh gosh.
there is a history of trauma that we have faced as Caribbean children as well. So, would anybody like to provide any examples?
We'd be here all fucking night.
Oh yeah.
We'd be all fucking night. And even friendships.
Yeah.
I can give you a personal about that. I won't mention the names, but you know who I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm gonna just say the first initial, the first
no,
name.
I know who it is.
Who? Who's the friend? Who, you know my friend, but who's the friend I'm talking about? It's not me.
I know who you're talking about, so that's why you don't have to mention
S and K.
Oh, okay.
Who you thought I was talking about?
I was talking about Trapped in the Closet.
Oh, that nigga, no. He ain't trauma for me.
Okay.
That's trauma for he.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead.
No, but like even in friendships, right? I one of my best friends I met in college, she had another friend that was like she knew since like high school. And they were very close. And that person was so like that person had so much like she went through a lot. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. That particular young lady, even though I don't really communicate with her either, she's been through a lot. And the thing is, because she never took the time to heal, she used to place all her trauma onto my bestie. And it was so emotionally draining for my friend. She was already going through enough and stuff like that. And that person just never made it better. And she eventually had to cut that person off.
For your own sanity.
I
at that
definitely
point.
realized as this story, because when you said, I was like,
S and K.
yeah, as I realized, I was like, oh,
Who you thought I was talking
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
So it's throughout, not just all just boyfriend, girlfriend, or girlfriend, boyfriend, but whatever, but like
yeah, it definitely
friendships,
happens. Definitely
family,
happens. It definitely
any
happens.
type of
You know,
relationship.
I think about my mother. Mommy, I love you. But I am going to talk about it. I'm of Haitian descent. So my mother was the first person to leave Haiti to come to America, to go on ahead and try to make, something of herself.
Right.
And, my mother and I have had conversations about the things that she has been through since coming in the country itself. And just, the situations and everything that she's been through. And I know that she has never given herself the time to heal itself because as a Caribbean woman, she had to be strong. And there for her family.
Right.
And, I also think about like her faith when it comes to that too. And I'll be honest, and this may sound a little crazy, I think she has a trauma bond with her faith.
A lot. That go ahead.
Because again,
come on.
No, I'm just gonna be honest. Because again, she relies on Jesus and God so much, but you are so unhappy. To the point where, again, I just recently moved out just to have my own because I felt like I was holding on to her trauma bond. And just, she needs me around. She needs me to be there, whatever the case may be. I'm her baby boy and all that. And I'm just like, I need this space to live for myself.
And it's for your own sanity. Not saying your mom making you
course,
crazy and nothing.
Of course. But I just needed the space to live and breathe and just do me as a 33-year-old queer man here,
Absolutely.
So again, I understand even with the family side, especially with our Caribbean upbringing and just the things that we know, like it doesn't matter if you got an A, why didn't you get an A+? You know what I mean? Oh, why am I rewarding you for things that you should have been doing? All of those things that are so common, it doesn't matter what island you came from, we all had that same shared experience as well, especially when it comes mixed into faith at that point.
Oh, yeah.
So it's even that, and we have to know that now that our parents are getting older and, they're slowly but surely turning into our children.
Oh, yeah.
And the roles are being flipped. We have to go ahead and recognize that. But again, I understand my mother will never go to therapy.
My mother neither.
I have to go on ahead and make sure that I'm able to maybe just coast her through the rest of this life itself and just see what resources or what knowledge I'm able to impose on her to help her through the next thing.
I agree. Not so much my mom, both my parents. Well, like they went to therapy like way back in the day, but they ain't doing that today. They ain't doing it. They're not doing it. And why do I feel like low key we are trauma bonding?
Oh, we are trauma bonding right now. 100%.
I will say this to wrap up. I do feel like it's hard to kind of figure out a resolution, especially for our parents.
Yeah.
But for us, we are the next generation, and we just have to be the ones that look at kids like that's in the Gen Z and tell them like, yo, when you have these issues, it's better to just talk about it. It's not good to hold on to it because things could just go left, and we don't want that to go left for you.
I agree.
We want the best for you because we get annoyed at y'all. Every generation gets annoyed at the other. It is just a thing.
That's been a thing.
That's been a thing.
Since the dawn
But
of man.
however, the reason why we get annoyed is because we want to see you guys thrive. And the way sometimes you guys go at it, it's not in the best shape or form. And we just want to see you do better than us. We don't most of us want to see you do better in a positive. Like, we want you to be better than us because that's how the world is supposed to be. Every generation, the world's supposed to get better and not worse. So always keep that in mind. Anybody who's watching this, and know that you may be going through somebody, but there's a lot of people that go through with it too, and we always should try to find a resolution.
I agree. And honestly, take what you've seen from your parents and the generations before you, and look at the mistakes they made and try not to repeat that again. And granted, we can't, like, there's that old, was it Geico commercial, Progressive commercial? It's like, oh, like, we can't stop you from becoming your parents, but, you know, and that's a real thing.
It's a real thing,
As I
yeah.
get older, I'm seeing bits and pieces of my mother sneaking in. And it's just like, just learn from your parents' mistakes in general.
All right, so we're going to actually wrap this up a little bit. I know that Kevin has some questions to ask us.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely. So shout out to 6 Brown Chicks. This Instagram page is amazing.
We love you guys so much.
It's
We really
amazing.
do.
And I just found some situations here that I wanted to discuss, and maybe, you know, we can go on ahead and collaborate on these. So the first question, if I'm honest, I don't like my 10-year-old son. He looks just like his father and has his father's no good ways. He lies and steals from everyone, even his teachers. My boyfriend of 8 months said that he couldn't stay with me as long as my son lived with me, so I sent my son to live with his father and grandmother. The grandmother died and left almost everything to my son. My son and his dad are posting money pics and living good. I raised them for 10 years and she didn't leave me a dime. My boyfriend says I should sue them. Is it wrong to sue your own child? I need some of that money and I earned it.
Girl.
Bitch. No. I got this one. Bitch, you didn't want your child. You didn't want your child. You talking about, oh, he's a child. He is a child. He is going to do certain things. You have to be a parent. Be a fucking parent. When you're being a parent, you're going to have to do and deal with shit with kids that you may not really want to, but it is a must that you have to, because let's call it for what the fuck it is. You are a fucking parent. And to the boyfriend, he could go fuck himself and mind his fucking business. That's why he the boyfriend. He should stay in his own fucking lane. Knowing where your lane is, you need to stay in it. Fam, this ain't got nothing to do with you. You mad because you didn't get the money? You don't deserve it. You wasn't there. Mama wasn't there.
She was there. She just wasn't a mother.
Exactly. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit ass statement talking about, oh, I deserve some of that money. No, nigga, you need to go get a job and go make your own.
Girl, drink bleach. And as for your boyfriend, he can kick rocks with sandals. Next question.
All right.
You ain't got no
All
thoughts?
right.
You ain't got no thoughts?
Yeah, what's your thoughts,
My
Kev?
thoughts on that? Girl, you ain't get a dime, buddy, okay?
You ain't getting a dollar.
Not
no
one, not one red
ain't
cent.
no judge in this world. Even if they tell me I gotta give you money, I'd rather burn it all first.
Yup.
That's it. Ooh wee. Okay, next question. I live in Detroit, and for reasons I don't need to get into here, my side dude keeps a gun under his pillow. We were making love, and somehow his weapon discharged, striking me above my eye. It grazed me. I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
My side dude freaked out and told my husband what happened. My husband threw me out. My side dude lives alone but refuses to let me stay because the scar on my face reminds him that I cannot be trusted to be faithful. But he was right there cheating with me. I never lied to him about being married. How can I convince him to trust me?
So he's in a relationship too.
No,
The side
he's single.
guy.
Side guy's single. She's married. She always told him, she was very honest and said, I am married itself. And, gonna hit her in the face.
Well, here's my thing. You're married. This guy has no obligation to you. He's a side dude. He's there for dick and pleasure. And that's it. What they say, dick and bubblegum? Good dick, bubblegum, whatever. That's what he's there for. He has served his purpose. And unfortunately, in your case, yes, you got grazed with a bullet. And that wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. Now, okay, your husband left you. Why does that become the side dude's responsibility? He did what he needed to do. He provided you with dick, good or not. And that's that. Why does he have to move on with your life, sis? You made that decision to step outside of your marriage. So you should have considered the consequences that go along with doing that, period.
Yeah, bitch.
I don't like all these bitches, babe.
Yeah,
it's very.
I don't know as of late. It's just some of this shit that these some people be saying. It's just dumb. So you want girlfriend roles when you just had him as a side nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
Now that yo nigga done left you for all your wrongdoing. Look at Scarface. I don't feel bad for your ass. I don't. I really don't.
I'm done.
Like you knew who you was fucking with. You knew not only who you was fucking with, but you knew you was stepping out on your fucking marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit. I don't feel bad for you. Go cry yourself a fucking river. You wanna figure out how the side dude can trust you? Just keep giving him some pussy. Give him some pussy till he fall asleep. Just make sure you move the gun and make sure it's on safety so that you ain't got no problems again. Just give him the ever good pum pum that make him fall asleep so that you can fall asleep for him so that you can spend the night there every now and then. I mean, you still gonna have to look for a homeless shelter, but baby, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I just feel like take the L, sis.
Take the L.
It's fine.
Absolutely.
It's fine. You have a great story to tell now, okay? How'd you get that? Well, girl, let me tell you, okay? You just keep it pushing from there. And that is it. All right, last one. Dating a petite bipolar on meds sister from Philly. My landlord increased my rent and I said I fantasized about burning his crib down. Her. What's his address? Me. What you gonna do? Her. Amateurs talk tactics. Pros discuss logistics. I'm afraid. What to do?
You know,
I don't want no parts of this.
I was in a situation like not literally, but like I remember I was in a relationship, the same 5-year relationship I mentioned earlier, and I found out that this guy was cheating, and I remember telling one of my friends, and she was with the shits, bro. I didn't even know she was like this. She was like, "All right, Ebony, where he live?" I was like, he lives deep in Long Island. She was like, "Girl, here's what we gonna do. You drive up to his crib late at night. You know where he live?" I'm like, "Well, of course I do." She's like, "You drive up to his crib late at night, you get a bag of sugar, and you put the sugar in his gas tank." I said, "What? I'm not, no."
Y'all niggas is Lisa Lopez out here.
It's not, honestly, I'd rather just leave, and I'm glad I did. Eventually, I'm glad I left.
Yeah, y'all niggas...
Yeah, I don't think it's worth all of that.
She really left out here. Like,
if you gotta do all of that, just leave, sis. It's not even...
Yo, just move out.
Just move.
Just move out.
Leave.
But you gotta move out when she not looking. Because from the story that you telling me, if you try to move, she gonna try to set the place on fire. So you gotta play a tedious role. You gotta take your time. You gotta be real strategic. You gotta like move out shit bit by bit.
Yeah.
So that she don't see you.
Yeah, you gotta move different.
Because if you don't, you might get caught up and you might slip and blip out here, and we don't want that for you.
The only thing that comes to mind is if I got locked up and sent into a quarter century, could I count on you to be there to support me mentally?
No, hell no, hell no. No, that what's it called? No, hell no.
No, that's crazy. What the fuck?
Son. That just don't make...
What the fuck going on here?
Nah, fam. I would just look at her and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm
people...
I'm just go to sleep.
People moving different out here.
I'm gonna just leave him.
Just leave. Just leave. My
and stop telling you, if you know your friends are psycho, please stop telling your psycho friends your secrets. Because you know they down for the cause. Listen, they ride for their nigga.
Yeah.
Like fuck them other niggas, they down for their niggas.
Yeah.
So be careful with what you telling people. Mm-hmm. Lord, this was a very interesting episode. Again, I like to always thank my co-hosts Kevin and Ebony. I missed you guys.
We missed you too.
Missed you too, bro.
I see you every day. I missed you too, Kevin.
Thank you.
It's been a great episode. As you can see, we're at Full Court Studios. Shout out to Full Court Studios.
Shout out to Full Court.
Shout out to Mandy. Hopefully we get to meet her soon.
Yeah.
I mean we a small podcast, but we getting there.
Manifestations.
And shout out to Happy Quirk BK for the alcohol, for the wine.
Where we We need a sponsorship. Can you help us out?
Happy Cork, what's good?
Word. Again, follow us on Instagram at We Ain't Them _. Follow us on TikTok at We Ain't Them _. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Definitely, we appreciate you all for watching and listening. We're so glad that we're able to find our new home. And we hope that you guys will enjoy us on this ride as well. I just want y'all to know in 3 months is our 2-year anniversary, and we are going to do something fun. And
Yes.
I hope that you guys enjoy the vision that we have, because it's gonna be a little nostalgia in there. So I hope that you guys truly, truly enjoy that episode. Also, this is important. I need you guys to go to Kev, our executive producer, Kev. I need you to go to his page, and his page on Instagram is at Big M Effin Kev. I need you to go on his page, blow his shit up, and tell him that he needs to bring his ass to New York so that he could be on the anniversary episode.
He needs to be there. It's
so
only right.
blow his shit up. I don't care. Blow his shit up. With that being said, I have been your host, Rassan, alongside my co-hosts, Kevin and Ebony, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.